Hey guys, ZB here, and welcome back to another video. As I promised that I'll put out another video which is related to my previous video. So if you haven't watched that one, I'll prefer that you go watch that one first, just so you can have an idea about the concept of moderators, what used to happen back then, and why Max removed all the moderators. Anyways, before I officially start this video, I want you guys to take this serious. I don't ask this in normally, but I need you guys to share this video as much as you can and watch it till the end. So it's been 3 years that the incident happened in May 2016, which made Max to remove all the moderators, which was a sensible decision, and I support him on that one. But hear me out on this one. If your mobile gets glitched, in this case moderators screwed up, resetting your mobile is a good option, and in this case removing moderators was, because when you start back it's all fixed. Or in this case, when you reappoint the mods, they'll know their mistakes and surely they won't do it again. But imagine you reset your mobile and never turn it on again. You can say that you're still alive and living a normal life as an excuse, but that's because you're failing to realize what your life would have been with the mobile. And in this case, I think Max doesn't realize that this community wouldn't have been the same if we had moderators. I don't mean to imply that the community is doing bad. In my opinion, it is doing good. But I still think that it can do better, or it could have done better if we had moderators. And in this video, I'm going to use statistics to prove my point that Varmrise with mods is not the same as without them. So let's get it right into the statistics. You can see two farms on your screens right now. Both are the Varmrise farms, but from different times. The left one is from March 2014 to August 2016. This was the time when we had moderators because Max removed them shortly before closing Varmrise. The farms on the right are from January 2017 when Varmrise reopened to May 2020, which is right now. So now you can see all the statistics of the posts and compare them. Let's look at the farms on our right. All these topics and posts were posted in the span of 3 years and 5 months. And in this span of time, we have a total of 1,034 topics from all the farm categories, which makes a total of 15,327 posts. So generally 15,000 posts. Now you need to take this in account that the custom skins category wasn't there in the old farms, which added a count of 90 topics and 1,000 posts. Anyways, this is what the community did without moderators. Now let's take a look on the left farms when we had moderators. So these statistics were generated in the span of 2 years and 6 months only, which is a year lesser than the new farms took. So one can suppose that the statistics of these farms would be lesser than the new one, because it had less time. But wait till it blows your socks off like it did to me when you look at the combined stats. So even after taking a year less time than the new farms took, we had 2,674 farm topics from all categories, which is close to 2.5 times more than the topics created in the new farms. And the community managed to make not 15,000 posts, not 30,000 posts, not even 45,000 posts, which would be 3 times more than the posts created in the new farms. They posted 51,606 posts, which is more than 3 times the post of the new farms. Even after taking a year less, the statistics are not equal, but higher than the double and triple. It is an undeniable fact that when a game is newly created, it takes time for it to become popular. But when Varmrise reopened, it already had a considerably good amount of audience to give a start, which it didn't have before when it started the first time. Every explanation proposes at this point that something happened to the forums, that it performed badly after Varmrise reopened. And it's obvious, the forums are not just a place for discussion, it is a way to reach to the authority. Before, there was this surety that if you post something on the forums, someone holding at least some authority would read it and reply to it, and that it won't be a total waste to post something on the forums. Right now, or ever since mods got demoted, there's no such surety. Even if Max reads every single post, but people wouldn't know unless he reply. And he do reply to most of the posts whenever he's active. But there's still many posts that are left completely unreplied or replied by someone who doesn't hold any authority. For instance, take a look at some of the posts I picked from the bugs and suggestion category, because I think people who post a bug or suggest a fix are the most desperate ones to get a reply from authority. This guy posted this on 9th May, and this is a post which needs some explanation, but it's left unreplied. And even though it's related to the game mechanics and Max should reply and not a mod, but it's a mod's duty to bring important posts into Max, in his attention. Anyways, the post is still unreplied even after 5-6 days. Here, this guy reported a problem on January 6th about servers not showing up. Now, a moderator would have probably, suggested a fix for this, but he had to wait till 3 days until it got fixed by itself. Now, this is a fishy one where this guy somehow thinks that there are server administrators who are helping players in cheating, but the post was left devoid of any good explanation, and the only thing that the person received was a bitch what the fuck card from Sturban. Good job there, mate. But yeah, it was just left unreplied with any, eligible post. This is a post where this person reported something in August 2019, and Max did reply, but almost after a year when someone else replied to it. And I'm gonna keep this as a last example. There are still plenty more, but I'm just gonna keep this one as the last. He posted on April 10th about his game freezing his screen after playing for a couple hours. Now this post needed a reply from Max or some attention from a mod, but it was, left completely unreplied. And you'll find 2-3 posts on every page of bugs and suggestions that are left unreplied by anyone. And there's many more that are just replied by regular members. I didn't even check other categories because if this category is in this situation, then obviously the others would be in worse. This feeling that your post won't receive any attention from the authority because there's literally just one person who is considered to be a staff member. Is this just have, depreciated people from posting on forums, which somehow seems like a solution, since if people don't post on forums, there won't be a need of moderation, which is exactly what's happening here. But we can all agree that this is not the right solution. It's like you won't have problems if there won't be any people. But that's just the Thanos kind of thinking. I nowhere mean by all these explanations that Max ignores the post or doesn't reply to them, because he do reply and consider things that we post. I'm not complaining that he don't, because it shouldn't be his job or reply to every post. That's why he should keep moderators who reply to the posts he won't, because many of the posts that he didn't reply to doesn't really required his reply, but it required a moderator's reply. But since Max is the only mod, so it does put that on his hands that he should have replied. In recent months, Max have went offline, sometimes even for more than the month. I don't even exactly know why. He posted once that it was because he was in hospital, and we all wish for his good health and wealth, of course. But if if he ever have to go again, hopefully not because he have to go to the hospital, but let's say for some work, then there should be someone or some people who can, other people can look up to, and don't get the feeling that this whole game and website is running on an autopilot. Moderators doesn't have much authority. They, have very limited authorities, but it's their position that makes it significant, because people would know who to reach up to when they got a problem. Not all problems needs to be addressed to Max. I know I would have sent a lot of messages to a moderator instead of sending it to Max if we had moderators. They screwed up once doesn't mean they will screw it again, and it's been 3.5 years anyways. So the whole point of making these two videos is that I want to suggest that Max reconsider this position to be filled with people who are eligible and willing to take up the role. I'll be really glad if you guys share this video and don't let it drain out for nothing, because I'll be super disappointed then. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and whoever reached the end, be sure to leave your feedback on this, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.